Federation here in Nigeria has confirmed that only 17 athletes will represent the country in athletics in the forthcoming 2025 Islamic Solidarity Games coming up in Saudi Arabia. Following the withdrawals of notable names, including African shot put record holder Chukwuebuka Enekwechi, the final list will be made available to these men and reflects a complete reduction from the initial 25-man squad published on the game's website.
The reason is simple. Some of the athletes who are scheduled to be part of this game have voluntarily, decided not to for personal reasons, such as Enekwechi, Chukwuebuka and others. So I think that it's just normal that if you have those, if you've planned that some key athletes will be part of it and they decline, you just have to reselect and then look at the numbers. Don't forget that the last time we ever did something great, or the first time even, it was in 2017 when we won 4 medals, and since then we haven't won any. So I think that Nigeria needs to, as part of its renewed hope agenda in sports, they need to be very careful to say, okay, not just sending athletes, it's about sending strategic athletes that will get us something at the end of the day. And maybe that could be the reason why the athletics federation are looking at, okay, who are the athletes that will go for us? Let's trim down, let's have a specific quota, and let's work with those plans.
Talking about renewed hope agenda in sports, I think apart from facilities, I think administration as well should be one of the key aspects of renewed hope in sports. For the names we've seen so far that have withdrawn from the Islamic Games, they are known names. Chukwuebuka Enekwechi, very well-known name, and he's had his reason for pulling out of the games. He's talked about his marriage wedding that is coming up at about the same time. One would have thought that the renewed hope agenda should include proper administration as well. This should have been planned. It should have looked forward to, okay, with this athlete you have named, is he busy at this time period? Is he involved in one thing or the other before listing the name, on the website? It looks like the administrators just put up the names without regard to how the athletes will, what the athletes programs are like. Look at Divine Oladipo. He too recently switched allegiance from Great Britain, to Nigeria, and you will have thought that, all of this will be taken into consideration, given the necessary requirements and rules for athletes representing his or her country.
I agree with you, but I look at it in 2 different dimensions. One, these bodies, the Islamic athletics bodies, when they make plan to say next year we're going to host, they don't plan like us. They are very strategic in their planning. They plan like biannual, 2 years ahead or 3 years. It all depends on when the program is staged. Now, they come out, they have a meeting, and they say, okay, we're going to host in 2025, we're going to host it in November. They agree on the venue, they agree on how the process is, they set up a committee. It is expedient on, like you said, that's where administration comes in. Expedient on Nigeria representative to come back home and put it in the calendar. Now that you are fixing the calendar, you also, think that, okay, that bearing anything, I'm not sure that the federation at that time knew that Enekwechi will be getting married. So this year, the budget...
They knew because Enekwechi was engaged in January.
But yes, that's why the error now comes in. But I think that, okay, they'll just fix it as, okay, this is what we're going to have this year. These are the athletes. Bearing any circumstances, these athletes will be available. Now, with all the processes, the first quarter, at the end of first quarter, it is very clear the calendar of the athletes for the year. That is the mistake now they made. You knew that, okay, these are the processes. And then that's where the issue of welfare of athletes comes in. In the Super Eagles, before you invite the players, sometimes some coaches do detailed due diligence by calling the players or visiting them to know how far will they be available, checking on their growth, injury concerns and all that. And that forms the bulk of why they should be invited. In that position, they are missing that part of it. That personal part of it. They just feel that because they're Nigerians, they'll always be free to come down home. And it's not true, because when they have personal commitment, they now weigh it. What will I gain if I go this? What about this? So I think that going forward, Tinubu Kokowa and his team needs to go deeper. This is not what the NSC will do. NSC can only formulate policies that will guide the relationship with players and ensure that there is harmony. But in terms of athlete welfare, details should be paid to. What is the condition of this athlete in his personal activities of abroad. Those things matters, and unfortunately, we are yet to get that area of the relationship right.
In this era of Renew Hope Sports agenda, we hope that apart from facilities and of course proper funding, administration will be top notch as well, because following the withdrawal of top athletes from the Islamic Games due to get underway in just about 4 days or so from now, it is really sad. But again, we hope that the admixture of local and foreign athletes that will represent the country at these Islamic Games coming up in Saudi Arabia in just about 30 days or so will be that will improve on our fortunes. In 2017 April, last time Nigeria did appear at these games, we saw about 4 gold medals, 3 silver, and I think a bronze medal. Can we improve on this in sprints and other events where Nigeria will partake at this year's event?
I can't tell. I mean, our biggest medal hopeful, is Enekwechi, and he's pulled out from that particular one. So maybe except in the mixed relay or in the relays generally, maybe if you can put something from that part, because you also look at it, not the only nation that is going for this particular one. The Islamic competition is a very vast one because they have a very strong foot when it comes to athletics. So if all the big names comes, just like we've seen in the Olympics and in other meets, it becomes very difficult because this is not about athletics alone. It's about every all-round game. For me, so I just keep my finger crossed. Don't forget, like I said, since 2017, what happened 2018, 2019, what happened 2021, this is 2025. So you ask yourself a lot of questions. Why are we not doing so well recently? Maybe because of this planned underneath now, and if athletes are well motivated, I'm sure some of them are going to do the needful.